So let's begin. And let's start out with extending, pointing, flexing. I don't know how the time is slipped away here. Pointing and flexing, pointing, flexing. And then we're taking the soles of the feet together. Holding the feet and again, right away, your hips. Lengthen the spine, close the eyes for a moment, elongate your spine. And I try to talk loud so that they can hear me on Zoom. And then we're gonna come forward. So for me, when my feet are in, it's a little harder. Maybe you're okay with that, but I tend to take my feet away and then lower. And don't worry if you're like, oh, this is so hard. You know, don't worry, we're gonna be loosening up. Loosen up. Deep breath in, exhale. So you're gonna see a little pattern emerge. From here, from this forward fold, you're gonna keep your legs as you are. It's a bound angle, Baddha Konasana. You're gonna come onto your back. Soles of the feet are still together. Hands are onto the belly. Breathe in. And exhale. And breath in. Expand belly and exhale. And then interlace fingers and press palms up overhead. Make sure there's nothing in your way. Push it away and bring your little fingers to the floor behind you. You might be touching the floor rather than the mat because your arms are extended. And just let gravity do the work. This is a wonderful, wonderful pose. Very, think about your lower body receptive to gravity's pull, your upper body active. In yoga, there's no such thing as passive. Okay, and then from here, we're going to, some are going to stay as you are, some are going to come back towards plow. Okay, so it kind of depends on you. Somebody might say, oh, I don't want to do plow, but I want a hamstring stretch. In which case, you would take your strap and you would stretch like so, bringing your feet in the air. And some are okay with coming back into plow. You might find the first time around, you have to modify. That's okay. But don't look left or right in this. You're looking up at your legs and breathe. One more breath here. Inhale. And then exhale. We're going to come, this is a pattern, right? So you're going to come up. Once you come up, crossing one leg over the other. I have my right leg in front of the other. And lower your head. So you're stretching and breathing. Deep breath in. When you inhale, you're trying to straighten your back. And when you exhale, you lower your head. Come up and keep your ankles crossed and grab on your back, grab hold of your feet and draw the ankles close in. So flexing the ankles makes this safer, right? And it also like protects your ankle ligaments. You're drawing in. It's okay if your back comes up off the mat, it's fine. Breathe in, exhale. Elbows are bent. Again, you can stay here or stretching out your legs. And let's all grab ankles, feet, or if you want to use your strap, that's fine. You can stretch out the legs for a moment. And from here, some of you will come back to plow. So if you're going to plow, your hands can support your back, you can modify. And some of you are reaching, maybe one foot down or both feet reaching the floor up overhead. Good. And again, once I'm in it deeply, I don't want to look left or right. Hands can support your back, or you can clasp your hands and straighten your arms. Little fingers touching the floor in the palm. come out. Oh, and come up to sitting. Hopefully you like the little pattern energy. Left leg in front of the other. And come forward again. You can keep your back straightened. Chances are you're coming forward more deeply, your back will round, but from time to time, extend. Okay.
Riza, I'm glad you're here. And Dave, so nice. Looking and see. Okay, Brent, welcome. Oh, lots of you here. Okay.
Alrighty, so let's come back. So we're going to come onto our backs and left leg still on top of the other. Your back though really protected, so you can go a little deeper. Grabbing hold of your feet. Make sure your ankles are flexed and you're getting deeper into the inner thigh. Believe it or not, for me, this is not inner thigh. My inner thighs are open, so it's outer hip for me and low back, which makes me happy. Those are tight areas for me. So usually the asana will talk to your tight areas, right? One more breath here, unless you choose to stay longer, or the legs are up in the air, and it's up to you. If you want to stretch your hamstrings, you can reach for your toes, stretching your legs, or using your strap at this point, that's fine. So just hanging on to your calves, good. And then plow, if you're going there. Just that. Take your feet to reach up overhead if you're going. And plow. Come out, stay on your back this time, and take, now you're gonna go, it's like steer on your back. So right ankle over left, right over left, holding the feet, shifting a little from side to side, and breathing. Bend at your elbows, if you can. All right, legs are up in the air and reverse the left knee over the other. And take hold. So this is steer. It's a little harder on the hip, right? Because it's a lot more opening. And there you are, breathing in. You can rock slightly side to side. What I really love about this class, it's all levels. And most of you know, you're not expected to be able to do everything perfectly. I certainly don't do everything perfectly. And you know there are different ways to modify or to go deeper if you need to. All right, you have permission. You can stay here, or we're going to sit up and do steer. So let's go ahead and come up. And as you come up, I'll face you this time. Maybe you're like, oh, I can do this, but I'll stay cross-legged. Or you're taking your right knee over the other. I'm not mirroring it for you. Your right knee over the other. And you bring sitting bones down. So with your right leg on top, left arm, your left arm is up in the air. Maybe you need a strap. But maybe you don't. Maybe you can reach your hands together without the strap. No. There you go. Good call. And then you're stretching. So the tendency is to want to sink towards the lower elbow. So I'm trying not to. And deep breath in. Exhale. So of course you can stay like this, or the top arm comes up and you go to a side bend movement. Different ways, right? So some can drop the lower elbow down, some are like, oh, I can't go there. So see how this side bend works for you. And Nice. Woo, come on up. This is my medicine pose. Okay, let's go the other way. And I think many of you know this, but one day Rick asked me, my husband asked me, which is the hardest pose for you? He's like naming all these really hard ones, And I said, believe it or not, steer. That one gets me. And he was very surprised. But anyway, so you've got left knee on top of the other. Nice hand. I forgot to say, sitting on a block helps immensely. It makes it easier. If you sit on a block, your life will be happier. This is really hard to do. Right arm up, and then connect, use a strap or not. So at the start of the pandemic, I made a promise to myself. I thought, you know what? This is going to be my time to just work on stuff. And on many aspects of my life. And one was, I'm going to do the pose that's the most challenging for me. And I do this every day. And it's, I see a difference. It's been good. It's been good to do that. Breathe in. Exhale. Some of you are probably wondering, because like for some of you, it's very easy. Did the block helped a little bit, or does it make you feel a little more unstable?
Yeah, I think I did better.
Okay, then keep it. No, sometimes it works, sometimes not. I can see you're struggling with it. It's like, ah. Okay, so the arm that's up is going to come up, and you side them. This kind of makes me happier. So it might be that you drop your elbow down, the lower elbow, or not, and breathe. I would say probably, like, I'm not very long torso, so I'm kind of close to the floor anyway. And breathe. Ooh, nice. All right, and then release, and you're gonna be so happy you get to stretch out your legs. Okay, so we're coming, now we've got some plows and some movements that close in the throat. We'll do bridge, and then we're going to do something to open the throat area. So you might need to lie over a block or a blanket. Yeah. So first we'll do bridge, and feet are hip distance apart. Take a deep breath in. Start out with your pelvic tilt. Press your back down into the mat. And then start to press up, press up, press up. Strong through the glutes. Clasp your hands, tuck the shoulders underneath you. Lift your bridge up high and really lift up high. We're going to come out, and you have a happy baby. Elbows come to the inside knees, and you reach for your feet. So far, I've done a lot of your work, right? So you're going to rock a little side, side. And then from here, one more before the block movement. Okay. So hugging right knee to chest. Left leg down to the floor. Left leg is straight. And then we twist. So we'll start out right foot on left knee, twist. And this might be your happy place. You might say, yeah, I really like the knee bend. But if you want to intensify, you straighten your right leg. You can use strap, or sometimes you're able to reach the foot, or some like to straighten and just not bother with catching. That means you're moving around. Yeah. So you take up a lot of space here. So reaching, extending, stretching the hip, and breathe. Yeah. So I like the spiral in this. So your right leg is to the left, your head turned to the right, right shoulder anchored down. There's not a lot of times like, if we're not doing yoga, like when you get this full spiral. Let's go ahead and come out and do this the other direction. So realign, hug left knee to chest, right leg extending. nice place right there. Just pull the knee in. And then left foot on right knee, twist, and really it's up to you. Do you feel like this is where you want to be? Or do you want to extend your left leg? So again, some extend and just let the leg rest. That's good, that's okay. Or using a strap or holding the foot. When I hold the foot, I make sure my heel is high as hip. And there's a reason. I can hold my foot, but I have a lot of flexibility. When I keep my heel as high as hip, I have to work harder. I have to work to keep my leg up. That's why I'm adding the element of strength. That's it. And breathe. Make sure you're in that nice spiral. Your left leg to the right, your head to the left. Left shoulder down. And back to center, good work. And then releasing. So finally, we lie back. Here's what I say. If you have two blocks, it's kind of nice because you have one block that could support your head. Even so, sometimes it's very uncomfortable, and in which case you might need to tuck a blanket under your pelvis. The block is just underneath the shoulder blades. And not everybody likes to arch so much, so I want you to be, listen to your body. In my case, I don't need anything under my head. I'm going to drop my head back, and my arms are up overhead. You can have your arms to a T position. And breathe. At this point, so here's the thing. When you're in person, I can actually really see your neck, right? So this is important. I go around. I don't want you to be really like crimped. Your neck should be crimped. I can usually tell. Usually you can tell. You can tell if they're uncomfortable or not. Don't settle for pain or extreme discomfort in pose. We talk about the edge. The edge is that you're stretching, but you're going to feel, the deep stretch, but your breathing should be really slow. And eventually, so knees can be bent, that's a modification, or legs are straight. We're going to be here another 15 seconds or so, something like that. Time doesn't really matter. It's more about duration in yoga. Who cares? The number is just arbitrary. Okay, and then I'm gonna have to start bending your knees and rolling to one side. And then press up. That's the safest way to come out. Some people try to do a sit-up and you've just been stretching your belly. So let's go ahead and come right to child's pose. You might want extra knee padding, blanket or so. Come back, stretch into your spine. Lower your head. And let's play with this idea of water and waves. Okay, so let's round back, come forward, and arch, and look up. Exhale back. So think of yourself as a wave of action, a wave crashing on shore. Lift up. Let's do 2 more. Work with your breathing. Inhale forward, always exhale down. Go at a pace that is nice and slow. That works for me. Then once you've come back, just bring, when you feel ready, take your hands back by your heels. And then we'll come to kneeling. Clasp hands behind back, roll the shoulders back. So it is camel. If you want to go deeper, you've got the green light, you go deeper. Or look up. And then Shastakasana is hare pose or rabbit pose, H-A-R-E. Bring your head down. Bring your arms up in the air. There's your rabbit ears, your arms. Breathing in, I guess you're chomping on gas. And then come up again. And curl toes under, up. Bring left hand to your low back, one arm up in the air, lift up. Some of you can reach the raised heel, half camel, and breathe. And do the other side, right hand on your low back. Or go deeper, reaching for your raised heel. See what feels good for your back. Yeah. These are very energizing and the correct posture. So clasp hands, bring your head down. You're in rabbit pose again. This time, as you're putting pressure at the top of your head, which is the 7th chakra, is the top of the head, Sahasrara, representing the, becoming, you're tapping into your full potential as you believe. And then make circles. Make circles. Circling, imposing a circle at the top of your head and circle the other way. Oh, should feel like a head massage. Okay, and then come on up. That's supposed to be very nice also for the neck. And then let's just see, maybe you're pressing hands on your back. Oh, maybe you're clasping, you have camel again, or reach for your raised heels. Some of you are able to extend your feet. Just be aware of your back. Don't think about lifting your heart. Don't do what doesn't feel right. And then lower, and now, on a Hatha asana, your pelvis up in the air, your arms move forward, your legs are in a vertical line, drop your forehead down, stretch your arms forward, and breathe into your shoulders. Some of you can go deeper, you lift your head, you bring your chin down. If Julie were here, she would bring her sternum down. If Julie's watching this, Julie, we miss you. And then hands are spread wide and curling toes under, and go ahead and extend back into just reaching back and forth. Downward facing dog. Good. And I'll take a few rounds of breath where you can keep pedaling or you can straighten your legs. Yeah. Oh, you're better. Yeah. One more breath here. Okay, and then let's go ahead and walk the hands back to the feet. You'll be at the back end of your mat. And have your feet wide. Knees can be soft. No sense in locking up the knees and let your head hang. Breathe. And then let's bring the hands right onto the thighs, press up, sweep the arms up, palms touch, and hands to heart center. Good work. So we'll kind of look at, you'll see some poses for each element. So we're talking earth, feet on the ground, but also maybe one foot up for balance. Okay, earth. So let's do tree. Before we do tree, let's go ahead and Dutch door. So that's my right knee. Your knee bends. You may have to hang on to something, that's fine. Knee opens and closes, that's the Dutch door. 3 people pass through, that's the second person. Okay, and third one, okay, and now. And the other one. So the door opens slowly. Okay, out, 90-degree bend, and forward. The upper body now. Open and close. Good. And close, kind of like clamshell. Okay, so then tree. So, I have this thing I call kickstand tree. For those who have trouble, kickstand tree. It's like that, okay? But the aim is to take the leg up high and hands are to heart. I'm gonna move so that I don't have to make you my focal point. I don't want to make her nervous, or vice versa. And extending. If you can, take your gaze away from the floor. Look ahead of you. That's one of the most important things about balance, is that you look forward and you practice like you're widening your peripheral vision. One more breath here. And then we'll release. That's good. And help your feet either wide as a mat or a little wider if you need to for coming down. It can be modified squat or dropping all the way down into your squat. Yes, absolutely. Yes, because you can lean. So really good. Okay. So you can stay as you are or add a little something. Left hand down, right arm opens up. That helps to open up the upper spine. And the hand is down, and then do the other side. Arm comes up. My lower arm presses against the knee. Open the upper thoracic and down, and use your hands. Push yourself up. And we'll do tree, side 2. So do what works for you. Yeah, tree, side 2. It's my left leg coming up. In theory, this side should be better because we squatted, because we released the inner thighs, but then a lot depends on your standing foot and your focus. So CB's doing it the classical way. So the classical way is the palms are together. And it seems that many of us have the arms wide because it reminds us of branches of a tree, but hands together. Not like one is right and one is wrong. It's just one release, come out, good work. And this time we're just gonna go wide, wide, wide. We will turn on your mat so you can go super wide like horse. Doesn't matter left, right. You're gonna drop down and press your knees back and shift your pelvis side, side. So balance with earth. Let's press up. Let's look at eagle. Eagle, Yadudasana. So, you know, you wrap, okay, and some people have a hard time wrapping. This is the modification. My right leg comes over the other. That's the modification. Or feet are together. Bend your knees. Don't do this with legs straight. It doesn't work. Knees are bent. Your right leg crosses over and over. Arms to a T. Your left arm crosses over on top of the other. Some have to hold, hug, or come into it and breathe. Elbows up a little higher. Great for the joints of the body. It's kind of like one that's good for arthritic joints. Okay, second side. Bend the knees. Remember, you can always bring one leg over the other, modified, or wrap. Right arm now on top of the other. It's also good for the brain because you're doing these opposites. And then squeeze everything center line of the body and look straight ahead of you and breathe. The joints of the body also strengthening the legs. And release. That's killer on the thighs. It's really intense. Yeah, I know. So then we get into pelvic chakra. Okay. So and again, you've got breathe water, right? So let's take right foot forward, left knee down. You could always have a little padding under the knee. And you're in crescent moon. Not quite yet, but we're getting there. And then coming up. So the tendency is people come up and they lost the bend in the knee. So it's really important to stay forward, ankle be in alignment, and then reach up while pressing forward. So left hip flexor stretching, and then look up. Palms are together, and you could cross your thumbs over to keep the palms together. And look up and move. Release. Let's walk the right foot to the outer edge of the mat. And then either your hands are down or some of you can take your elbows down. You can also use a block to reach into. And breathe. Oh, I like that. Look at your hands and notice, are your hands all clasped and clenched? Oh, it's terrible when you catch that. Have your palms together like in prayer. Relax, get into the pose, scan your body. Are there places that tighten? Do you clench your jaw? Do you squint your eyes? Notice this and let go. Great. Come up. Let's go back to downward facing dog. Stretch back again. Lengthen your spine. 2 rounds of breath. And then we'll take, which one is it? Right. Oh, bring your right leg up in the air. Oh no, it's the other one. Right, left leg up in the air and left foot comes forward. Is that correct? Yes. Okay. Woo. Yeah, left foot is forward. Left foot forward. You'll know right away. You don't want to do the side twice. And then again, I'm going to start I'm pressing forward first, getting into the right hip flexor. And then bringing the arms up, extending. Lift the heart center, Reach your arms back and breathe. One more breath here. Inhale. And exhale, lower. This is all hip work, right? So the left foot goes to the outer edge of the mat. And the hands, either you're on your hands, and some of you can lean on the block so your elbows come down. Lizard. And move. I love the aspect that what we do right now will influence, you'll feel this all day. Like you feel the work that you do now, it will enhance your day. Okay, press. And we're going to come back again, downward facing dog. You can press back, lengthen, stretch out your low back. And come on to the knees. We are coming to sitting because we're coming to third chakra, which is strength, okay? And we'll be standing again. All right. So take the block and bring the block to their knees. So there's, different steps. So you're squeezing. And like at first, my toes are touching down. As I go back, it's just my heel touching down. So you're gonna go back, and there's a way in which you can round. Try to keep the back straight as I go back. Breathe in, and then move forward, and reach the arms up. With the breath, exhale back, squeeze into the block, and inhale, reach up. Exhale down. And inhale. Okay, so you can stay with that, or you could go to the next level, which is probably not using your block. And either you're holding or you're not holding. Your knees are bent or knees are straightened. So you're coming into both Navasana. So extending, you want to push out through the ball of the foot. Breathe in. Look upward. Release. Where is Wally? He's not on. I don't think I haven't seen Wally on here. So I don't think, unless I'm wrong. If are you waiting? No, he's not. So breathing. Exhale. Oh, I think of Wally when we do boat because he's not fond of boat. Yeah, he's a smart man. All right, let's do this again. So remember, you can stay here. You don't even have to have a block. That is great, and it will be easier on your back. Or you come up, keep your knees bent, or you extend. We'll do 2 rounds of breath. Exhale through the mouth. Breathe in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. AJ style, and we can't hear that. And then just take a moment here. Moving into heart center. We've done we've moved into the heart center, right? We've done these, but so heart also has to do with twists, okay? So let's do half spiral twist. Right leg over the other. If you want, your left leg is straightened or you're crossing. Right leg on top, left arm up, and elbow across the knee. And good. Both sitting bones down, and then let's see, is it possible? It is. I know it's super hard to do. So a lot of us have this. Either this right foot is floating, or it's sort of like hanging out. Can it push down? It's actually, it's fine tuning. It's tough because it comes from your hip. Like you can't push, you know, or if you can't draw your foot in. But anyways, it's one of the, you're adding an extra layer of complexity to the pose. And then release. So like you may wonder, is it wrong if I don't do that? No, it's not wrong. It's just adding a little more up in the ante. So, okay, here we go, reaching. And I like to lift, both sitting bones down. Your right leg to be straightened or tucked underneath you. Left foot down to the floor. Right arm up into the air. Take a breath in. Exhale, come across and twist. Good, much better. Everyone's thinking more about the foot. It's hard, it's easy to forget that part. And release, okay. And then let's come onto our bellies. We'll do another. So onto the belly, let's come onto elbows. And the feet can be apart initially, that's fine. And there you are. I could sink. You may as well get it over with, sink, and then lift, arch. And then your right arm comes parallel to the front of the mat. I want to keep my left hip down if possible. I'm twisting. My left hand can help me. Left hand on left thigh or left hand on right thigh, and you twist and you try to look back. The most, you know, the challenge is how I keep my left hip down. Yeah. There you go. So when you reach your left hand to your right thigh, you're going to feel your legs really active. Okay, let's do the other way. Left arm across. I want to sink in the shoulder. It doesn't feel good. I'm going to lift. Reach and reach. Keep your right hip down and twist. Your legs are strong. You got it. That's a tough one for you to do. That one really hard. Okay. It's all right. You can't do them all perfectly. I don't. It's okay. So hands alongside chest. Cobra, press up. Lengthen your spine. Some will have a bend in the arms. That's fine. I'm reaching up. Good, good. And lower. Okay. Stretch your back. Heart center. So we're going to look at the difference between cobra and upward facing dog because it's actually different. It's warm, isn't it? It's hot. And I've got a mask. I'm sweating. And we have the fans on and everything, but hey, okay, let's see how this works for us. So with cobra, bring your hands alongside chest. Hands alongside chest. When you come up, the shoulders are not going to be up. They're going to be down and squared. Beautiful. That's much better. Yeah. And then if this doesn't work for your back, you can also practice from Sphinx. So yes, everyone's got it. This is good. Okay, so a lot of people come up like this. You want the shoulders squared. Upward facing dog, completely different. Drop down, stretch your back. Let's just take a moment. It's important to stretch your back. Upward facing dog, start from plank. And then your knees can come down or knees are up. Toes curled under or feet extended. I have my toes curled under. So you can see I'm not around my shoulders around ears. I'm not squared, but more like a slope. Can you see the difference? You see the difference. Really, Do you see that? It's like more of a slope. It's not squared shoulders. Okay. And then knees down, breast back, and relax your forehead down. I'd like to do one more standing twist. So we'll come up as lots of variations. So some of you will do them, some not. So let's go ahead and have the blocks handy just in case you want to work that way. And so what I'm thinking is starting with pyramid. That's why the blocks. Right foot forward, left foot down. Pelvis is squared, I'm not open to the mirror, squared. And then I'm gonna start to come down. And there are so many ways, like, you know, I mean, more classical, hands are behind the back, that's fine. Just because of how I wanna work, I'm not gonna hold this too long. Your hands are down, okay? Now, some of you may say, you know what, this is what I want to do. I'm tired of twisting, this is it. If you want to make this easier, you're going to bend your right knee and the back heel will come down as you bring your right hand on your back. If you want to make this more intense, the right leg is straightened as your right hand comes on your back. It's revolved triangle. So again, you might say, yeah, this is plenty for me. Or the arm comes up into the air. Maybe you don't need your block. Yeah, good. And where are you looking? You're looking to the right or looking up at your hand. Beautiful. But I'm avoiding looking down at the mat. Okay, release. Come forward. So you see, I like to do kind of step by step by step. Okay. Stand for a moment in now. Our last standing. Okay. There we go. Right foot is back. Clasp hands. Back. Make sure I'm squared and reach for the blocks. They can be on high end or not. So you decide, do you feel like you need to bend your knee? Do you want to straighten? Towards the end of the session, you are okay with straight leg. But if you want to modify it all, your back heel will probably come up, you bend your left knee, you twist left. That's modification. If you want more intense, you got your left leg is straightened, left hand on low back, Parivrtta, Trikonasana, the most complex pose for last. We saved it for last, just like you would save dessert for last. No, our dessert is Shavasana, it's coming up. Okay, breathe in. Exhale. And lower. Beautiful. Stand. In. Out. Look at your feet, your foundation. Just notice your feet looking forward. Spread your toes. Hands to be to heart or hands right at your sides. Close the eyes for a moment. Completely present. Remember this beautiful mind-body connection. And now we're going to add a mind, body, spirit connection. We're going to come to lying on our backs. The last 5 minutes are relaxing, simply being, feeling, and poses.
taking time to relax your body. And I do see you, Wally. I see you're here. I don't see you. You didn't leave your camera on. I can just see your name. And taking a moment to feel again that mind, body, spirit connection. Scanning the body and noticing if there's any residual tension remaining. And if there is, if you notice it, let it go as you exhale. I'll read, today's session is dedicated to rain day, and I laugh in a sense because we haven't had rain in a while, but as is typical, I think of our summers. But I think about water. I think about the poses we did that are very yin in nature, very opening. And I have this poem or writing by Rabindranath Tagore, who's a Bengal poet, painter, playwright, social reformer, composer, conductor. What else did he do? Philosopher, writer. Clouds come floating into my life, no longer to carry rain or usher storm, but to add color to my sunset sky. And in your mind's eye, I would like you to see water in so many forms. In your mind's eye, seeing rivers, streams, wide rivers, perhaps teeming with trout, waterfalls, glaciers, snow, rain, hail, drizzle, and storms, torrents of rain, sheets of rain. In your mind's eye, see monsoon rains. And see fog and clouds. And lakes, and mountain tarns, creeks, and ponds, marshes, and springs, and geysers. Seeing fountains and a glass full of water waiting for you. I'm going to have you start to deepen your breathing. Start to deepen your breathing, moving your hands, moving your feet. When you feel ready, you'll take arms up overhead. You'll start to bend your knees, roll to one side, and gradually make your way to sitting.